So, good day, everyone. Again, my name is Sir Suriel D. Pilar, and today we will discuss the topic about the language, the literature, and the language of literature. So, shall we start? Okay. So, now I'll be going to discuss with you about the systematic approach to analysis. So, this is a subtopic of our topic today, the differentiating the literary and the non-literary texts. So again, good day and thanks for joining me here today. And we're going to talk about the fundamental skill that every student needs, understanding the difference between the literary and the non-literary text. So we all have a gut feeling about these two elements. So you can tell a poem is different from the news article, but can you explain why? We're going to move past that gut feeling and explore the specific identifiable features that create those differences. So this is not just an academic exercise, and being able to systematically analyze text is crucial, very important for success in any field, from the academic research to professional writing. So here are our objectives for this lesson or lecture. First is to identify the distinguishing features that the set of people, a set of poem rather, apart from the news article. Number two, to establish a systematic and objective framework for analyzing the differences between the poetry and the news writing. And thirdly, to transform intuitive judgments. When we say intuitive, now you have a you are not doubting about your judgment into a well-defined criteria for literary and journalistic analysis. Always remember there are differences. There are different when we talk about uh, literary text. It's a form of creative writing, and a news writing is a form of journalistic writing. So there is also another form of writing, which is the technical writing. That's the form of academic writing, research writing. That's a form of business or technical writing. Even the business communication, business writing is a form of technical writing. Now we will focus to these two only, the non-literary text and the literary text. So now uh, I'll be clarifying our terms for this lesson, for this lecture. Literary texts are not just about stories. They include novels, poetry, and even memories that prioritize the aesthetic qualities and evocative language. So their primary purpose is often to entertain, explore the theme, or create an emotional experience. So that's the purpose of literary texts. When we talk about non-literary texts, on the other hand, are functional. They exist to inform, to persuade, or to instruct. So, meaning this lecture is a form of non-literary text because the purpose here is to inform you, to instruct you, and at the same time to pursue you to really understand the two forms of the text. So think of them always as a tools, and this category includes everything from scientific reports or news articles to legal documents and instructional materials. So the key takeaways is that we can differentiate these text types by examining their specific linguistics and discourse features. Now we will categorize these two groups or these features into two groups. So the key difference lies in two categories of features. We have the linguistic and the discourse. So when we talk about linguistic features, in the article that we use for this discussion, they call it the small stuff. Or in Tagalog, maliit na gamit. So these are the building blocks of the text. The words, the sentences themselves, or the words and sentences themselves. Okay. So firstly, we have the lexical analysis. So lexical analysis, when we talk about lexical analysis, it is a non-literary lexical analysis. It's a non-literary text often use specialized or technical vocabulary with a clear singular meaning. So a scientific paper, for example, let's use a scientific paper as an example, will use precise terminology. In the literary text, however, often use evocative or figurative language that can have multiple layers of meaning. They may also have a higher lexical density, meaning a greater proportion content words. So again, there are differences in if we'll do a lexical analysis. So in a non-literary text, you will use just a technical vocabulary, technical terms. So you'll identify a word there, a word that is specialized or technical vocabulary. No, in academic paper, they call it a conceptual definition or in the definition terms, they have an operational definition, and so on. In a literary text, we use the term, evocative term words or figurative language or figurative words. So that's the thing in terms of linguistic features. Now, let's talk about the syntactic analysis, I mean. So in a syntactic analysis, it's a non-literary text often use, in a non-literary text, often use simple, direct, and declarative sentences to convey information efficiently. Okay? However, in a literary text, in contrast, may use more complex syntax with the varied sentence lengths and structures to create rhythm and effect. So think of long following sentence in a novel versus a series of short factual sentence in a news report. So in a syntactic analysis, it's another term for sentence structure analysis. If we're going to conduct the syntactic analysis or the sentence structure analysis in a non-literary text, uh, you'll just identifying what type of sentences is that. Okay. So what are the type of sentences? We have the declarative sentence, we have imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. However, in a literary text, uh, in other words, you're just only focusing on the stanza, the length of the sentence. If you'll try to analyze the haiku, so how many, what form of sentence or form of stanza is that? No? Tignan ninyo, no, how many words that has in a that have in a one line, no, in haiku, how many lines, how many words in each line, di ba? diba? So in haiku, we have 757. No, correct me if I'm wrong. No, it's a 757, meaning I think it's a 5 syllables and five, 7 syllables, 5 syllables, and 7 syllables. No, check ko nga kung tama ako. What's the pattern of haiku? All right. Yan. Okay. So 575. It has a the haiku has a 3 lines, and each line, okay, mali pala ako, no? It's a 5 syllable in the first line, 7 syllables in second line, and third syllable, and 5 syllables in the third line. So that's the correct form of haiku. So it's a complex or varied sentence structures. However, if we'll talk about naman in novel, no, uh, it's not about the lines, not about the stuff. It's not about the lines, not about the syllables, but we'll talk about the narrative form, no? If it is this structure of his narrative or her narrative is more on about uh, expressing of vengeance, no? It's about mourning and etc. Okay? And now let's proceed to the next one, the discourse features. Okay? So discourse